From a recoveries and restructuring perspective, we see the recommendations of the Royal Commission having relatively limited impact for industry. And that's largely because Commissioner Haynes seemed to find that existing regulatory and legal framework was adequate.
That's right, Tim. In particular, the final report does not see that any change is required to the current structure for internal and external dispute resolution. And indeed, the 2019 Banking Code of Practice, due to commence on the 1st of July this year, was seen as providing adequate protection to customers, guarantors, and small business. In fact, the Commission recommends that the jurisdiction for the banking code be increased from 3 million to 5 million, which could see as many as 20,000 extra businesses afforded the protection of the banking code.
Yes, Commissioner Haynes seemed fairly content with the existing provisions of the Banking Code of Practice, but he did seem to think it could use some more teeth, didn't he?
That's right, Tim. Commissioner Haynes recommended that some of the key provisions of the code, for example, the obligation to act with the care and skill of a diligent and prudent banker when assessing a loan, be picked up and applied as law, such that breaches of those provisions would be seen as breaches of the law and would attract legal remedy. This would give customers the option of being able to elect to enforce such a breach, either through existing dispute resolution schemes or through the courts.
It'll be interesting to see whether this proposed code enforcement provision regime will actually result in better outcomes for customers, though, given that we've already seen the Ombudsman and more recently AFCA very willing to award quite significant compensation to customers for breaches of the banking code. One area where there were some substantial recommendations, though, was rural lending.
Yeah, that's right, Tim. And it's no surprise the Commission spent a lot of time focusing on enforcement of loans in the agricultural space and how to assist distressed agricultural customers. The starting point for the Commission seems to be the proposition that a workout arrangement would provide the best outcome for both bank and customer, and enforcement the worse. Underneath this umbrella, some of the key recommendations were the establishment of a national scheme of farm debt mediation, with mediation to be offered as soon as an agri-loan falls into the distressed space, the appointment of experienced agricultural bankers to distressed agricultural loans, and a recognition that the appointment of receivers should be seen as an option or remedy of last resort.
Given the government's response to the final report, one anticipates that most, if not all, the recommendations will be implemented. All in all, though, we see the recommendations as essentially reflecting good industry practice for our clients in any event.